On today's show, we're going to be talking about having impact and influence when talking to others. Our guest on today's show, you had a little sneak preview of her there, is Sally Hindmarsh. She's the Managing Director of Partners with You.
We have a team of professional actors who work with people in business to help them to look, sound and feel more confident. I think all of us have moments where we lack confidence, where we feel less confident than we would like. And to be able to use techniques that will help you to look and sound more confident makes a huge difference to your ability to be effective in your job. People will make assumptions about your ability to do your job based on the way you look and speak. There has been a move to a more macho behaviour.
We seem to be more aggressive in business
yes.
now, don't we?
And certainly that in the 80s there was that marvellous moment where you were measured by your ability to be at your desk, and the more aggressive you were, the better you were. We as individuals, male or female, need to make a lot more decisions a lot more quickly, a lot more often. And that creates conflict, and conflict is something that most of us don't deal well with. So we now know that there is some science behind the way we feel, which is if you sit up, stand up and feel more confident, then it will have an effect on your ability to communicate and get your point across. So you want to imagine that you're wearing a little bolero jacket and someone comes from behind and just gives it a little tug. Not so that you're sitting upright like you're in the army, but just pulls your chest open a little. If you can breathe well, you're going to be heard better. You're also going to get more oxygen going to your brain. The more oxygen going to your brain, the easier it will be to think on your feet. All of those are things that you need in those moments when you feel less confident than you want to. So just by sitting or standing positively, you will increase your ability to look confident and you will begin to feel more confident. I'm a big believer in using things like affirmations. So affirmations are positive statements about yourself that you believe in. So they have to be about now. So I am a good presenter, not I'm going to become a good presenter. They have to be about you. And they have to be positive. So I'm a better presenter than him isn't a good affirmation. If you are acting it, you will come across as being less authentic and sincere and believable than if you're not. And for a lot of us, because we're thrown into meetings and we don't have time, there is a belief that you can create the PowerPoint slides and you'll use those as the handout and you'll also use them as your notes. We do rely on PowerPoint, and I think for a long time it was the crutch that supported all presentation. I think we imagine that the people we're going to talk to are people that we've never met in any other part of life. I think we think that if you become a business director, you suddenly use a different vocabulary. I think we want to look more intelligent, more impressive than we feel. I don't know, but I think you assume that important people use big words and complicated language. I do breathing exercises because I breathe quite shallowly, and so
breathing from the diaphragm,
being able to breathe from the diaphragm helps in all sorts of ways. But I think if you don't present very often, it's very easy to just think, well, I talk, so I'll just stand up. And we've all been to events where you can't quite hear what they're saying because they're not quite projecting terribly well, or they're mumbling. My name's Sally Hindmarsh and I run a company called Partners with You, and my key takeaways would, when you're presenting, remember that the audience is just like you. So use words and terminology that you and they will understand without a dictionary. Work on your voice beforehand so that your muscles of your mouth, your tongue and your lips are working so that they can hear what you've got to say. Use your eye contact so that they're listening to what you've got to do. And my final tip would be stand up. Stand up or sit up straight so that you look alert and interested.